Nohkalikai. Do not look down. The following was recovered from a travel journal, a ranger's incident log, a series of WhatsApp voice notes, and one document that the East Khasi Hills Tourism Board has formally requested we do not publish. We are publishing it anyway. The lore keeper always does. Before you go, what the locals know. The women who sell betel nut outside the Nohkalikai car park will not look at the falls. Not ever, not even a glance. They sit with their backs to the gorge, facing the road, and if you ask them why, if you find someone to translate, they say the same thing, word for word, as if it was taught to them young and practiced often. We do not look at what belongs to her, Likai, the woman who jumped, except in the Khasi version of the story, the real version, not the tourism pamphlet version. Likai did not simply jump, she arrived. The pool at the bottom was always there, the green. That impossible, patient green. It was waiting for her the way a room waits for the person it was built for, and she has been there since. Running things. The rules. Nobody printed this on a sign. Nobody published them in a guidebook. But if you talk to enough people, rangers who have worked the falls for decades, drivers on NH40, the old man at the gate on the Sora road, you will piece them together. You will notice that everyone in the village already knows them. You will notice that the tourists never do. Until after Rule 1. Do not stare into the pool for more than 5 seconds. You can look at the falls, the cascade, the mist, the white ribbon dropping 340 meters into that green below. That is fine. That is what you came for. But the pool itself, that flat, still disk of water that absorbs everything without a ripple, do not hold your gaze past a slow count of 5. Look away. Look at the cliff face. Look at the sky. Look at the person standing next to you. Because a stare is a question, and Likai answers questions. What she sends back up through your optic nerve is not something your mind has a folder for. It does not look like a face. It does not look like a woman. It looks like the moment just before you understand something you will wish you hadn't. Like the door of a room swinging open 1 inch in the dark. It takes 3 days to arrive. You will be home, in your bed, looking at the ceiling, and then, without transition, without warning, you will be looking at the pool, inside your own eyelids, and the count will begin again. And this time there is no looking away. Ruben stared for 6 minutes. He had a camera, he had a zoom lens, he was making content. He gave 46,000 people a front row seat. They are all still counting. Rule 2. Do not visit after dark. This is the obvious one. This is the one people laugh at on the trail. The falls do not stop at dark. The water does not stop. The pool does not stop. Likai does not stop. But during the day, the mist rising from the gorge is white. After dark, it is not white. After dark, it carries a color that is not quite green and not quite grey, and has no name in any language that isn't very, very old. The day mist rises and disperses. It catches light. It is beautiful. The night mist does not disperse. The night mist moves with purpose. It comes up the cliff face like it knows where it is going. It comes over the railing. It comes onto the trail. It comes into the car park. Rangers who have worked night shifts all describe the same thing without being asked. The mist at 2 a.m. smells different from the mist at 2 p.m. The day mist smells like cold stone and water. The night mist smells like the inside of a house that has been closed for a very long time. Like someone else's grief pressed into the walls until the walls forgot they were walls and became the grief themselves. Ruben arrived at dusk. He set up his tripod at the railing. Within 40 minutes, the light was gone. He filmed for 6 hours. In none of the footage does the mist behave like mist. Rule 3. Do not photograph the pool. Do not post what you find. The pool does not photograph the way things photograph. Every image of it, every single one, verified and catalogued by 3 separate researchers who have since moved on to other projects and do not discuss this one, shows something in the water that was not visible to the naked eye at the time of taking. Not a face, not a figure, nothing you can point to and name out loud. A depth that the pool does not have. The pool is 12 meters deep. In photographs, it looks as if it has no bottom, as if you are looking not at water but through a window in the ground, as if the green is not color but distance, as if the pool is a hole in the world that learned to look like water because it found that people stare longer at water than at holes. And in the far corner of every image, bottom right, so small you need to zoom and then zoom again and then sit with it for a moment, a vertical line, pale, thin, moving upward. It is never there when the photograph is taken. It appears in the image afterward, like something walked into the frame while you were looking at something else. Ruben posted 17 photographs from his first visit. 1.3 million people downloaded and shared them. 17 photographs, 17 vertical lines, 1.3 million copies. She has a very long reach now. Rule 4. Do not answer if you hear your name. The falls are loud, 340 meters. The roar at the viewpoint gets inside your chest. It becomes your heartbeat. After a while. That sound. Tourists go quiet when they reach the railing because the noise takes the place of thought. Inside that noise, woven through it, the way a voice can be woven through static if someone knows the right frequency, some visitors report hearing their name. Not shouted, not called, said. The way someone says your name when they already have your full attention, when saying it is not a summons but a confirmation. Yes, you. I see you. Do not answer. Do not lean over the railing to hear it better. Do not ask who is there. The rangers have a phrase for what happens to people who answer. It translates roughly as, they have been noticed. Being noticed by Likai is not the same as being in danger. Danger implies chance. This is not chance. This is selection. The selected come home. They eat dinner. They go to work. They sleep and wake, and nothing seems wrong for weeks. And then one morning, they are at their bathroom mirror, brushing their teeth, and they look into their own eyes, and they are not in their bathroom. They are at the railing. They never left. Something else left in their place. Something that knows their routine and uses their face and goes to work and comes home and is very, very good at being them. But they are still there, at the railing, still at 5, still holding, still waiting to understand what they agreed to. Rule 5. Always ask the guide his name before you follow him. Ask first, wait for the answer. If it comes quickly, fine, move on. But if there is a pause, if you watch them search for it the way you search for a word in a language you learn young and have not spoken since, if their eyes go somewhere far away while their mouth works around a sound that will not quite form, leave. Do not run. Do not look back at the railing. Do not look down into the gorge. Just leave. There have been 14 reported incidents of unlicensed guides at Nohkalikai since October 23rd. 14 groups, 14 sets of witness statements. Same man every time, dark jacket. No phone, no map, no water, knows every stone of the trail. None of the 14 groups can account for the money they paid him afterward. None of them can agree on his face. But they all describe his hands on the railing the same way. Both hands, white-knuckled, gripping not to steady himself, but to keep himself here on this side of the railing, in the world of the living he is no longer entirely part of. The way a man grips a door frame while something on the other side pulls at his feet, maintaining contact, holding position, refusing for now to let go. His name, when he can find it, is Ruben. 29 years old, Shillong, YouTuber, 46,000 subscribers, declared legally dead. November 14. Still collecting cash he cannot spend. Still telling the story of his own death to strangers who don't know to ask his name. Still pausing each time at the same moment, mouth open, eyes elsewhere, searching for the one word that will not come, the word that is his own name. Getting closer. Rule 6. Do not read about Nohkalikai alone at night near a mirror. The woman who wrote a travel blog about the falls in 2019 had 32,000 readers. She woke 3 weeks later with wet feet and 4 missing hours. Her bathroom mirror had condensation on it. Finger drawn, one line, vertical, bottom right corner. The podcast that covered the legend in 2021 reached 80,000 listeners, 14 reported incidents of the pool vision within the month. Both hosts have not been in the same room as a mirror since. Ruben's channel, The Hitchhiker video, alone 4.7 million views. Comments disabled now. But before they closed, the most upvoted comment, 412,000 likes from an account since deactivated. Read, I've watched this 4 times and I genuinely cannot stop thinking about that pool. Like I keep closing my eyes and it's just there, green. Is that normal? Below it, 238,000 likes. Started counting and can't remember why. Day 3. And below that, no username, no reply, posted from an IP address that resolves to coordinates on NH40 near the Sohra turn-off one line. She already knows you're reading this. The last thing the rangers say. There is a protocol now, written by no one official, agreed upon quietly between themselves after the 14th incident. When a tourist group reports the guide with a dark jacket, go to the railing. Do not look into the pool. Place a single betel nut on the post. The women from the car park donate them without being asked. They have always known this arrangement was coming. Say quietly, not shouting, just saying the way you say something to someone in the same room. We are not looking, we are leaving. We are taking nothing that belongs here. Then leave. Ruben will still be at the railing when you go, telling the story to the next group, holding on. Keeping it all contained in words, likai, the pool, the count, the rules, the way you keep something dangerous in a sealed jar, useful, present, unable to spread so long as no one opens it. It is not a perfect arrangement, but it is the one they have. Epilogue. Nohkalikai Falls is open to visitors daily. Admission is free. The betel nut sellers arrive before dawn. They always have their backs to the falls. They will not tell you why. You should not ask. You should not look. You should not count. But you already are. Aren't you? You've been counting since Rule 1. You're at 4 now. Don't look away. Don't close this tab. Closing this tab is looking away. You held on. Good. Lorekeeper keeps its word. Every story on this channel is one somebody said you shouldn't tell. A place someone said you shouldn't visit. A rule someone said you'd never break. You just broke. 6. Welcome. If the Lorekeeper found this story, there are more where it came from. Subscribe. The next one is already waiting. And unlike Ruben, you'll know to ask its name first. The Lorekeeper. We keep what was meant to stay buried. New lore drops every week. Don't miss it. She's watching to see if you do.